Good morning, Ozarks, and good morning, Springfield. This is Silver Linings. I'm your host, Steve McAllister. We've got a great show for you lined up today, and it's going to be spring in the Ozarks today, I guess. It's going to be in the early 70s or in the lower 70s.
72 today.
72. Did it rain here? Because it didn't rain in spring. Or it didn't rain in Branson.
Rained a little bit.
Yeah,
This is all humidity.
yeah. I was just gonna say it was wet, like that springtime wetness on the ground or on the pavement. But hey, I enjoyed it anyway. It wasn't raining on the way up here, but the sun started coming through, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a good day today in the Ozarks and weather-wise. Then we got to go back to the fall tomorrow. They're talking about a big dip. We're talking mid 50s, but hey, I'll take mid 50s from me being from the upper, uh, as you would say, southern Canada
So,
in
Michigan,
Michigan.
I love Canada.
I'll tell you what, mid 50s for Michigan, which is going to happen this week. That's a warm up.
That's a warm up.
Yeah, well, normally it's in the 30s. So,
Nice.
so they're getting the 50s, but we're getting but so I can handle the 50s. Anyway, we got a great show for you. My friend, I'm not introducing her yet, but Cyndi Flowers, you've heard her, you've seen her in the show before. She's she's in finals week, and she's got 5 more classes before she gets her doctorate. So,
Oh, you want to bring her on now?
yes, I'm going to bring her on.
All right. So
Cyndi Flowers, here she is.
I'm messing up on the. Hold on. Here we go. There you go.
Hey, Cyndi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, and I don't see anything on the screen there, Matt. So,
Oh.
You don't see anything
no,
on the
that's
screen?
okay. I got to look at the flower, as Pam said. I got to look at the flower. Oh, there you are. Hi there.
Hey. Hi.
You're,
We're
you're,
trying to make it to where that.
I'm Steve's childhood
that
friend.
cutting the face off. So I got to fix that somehow.
yeah. Oh, there you go. The lines are blocking, but I mean the windows are blocking you, but that's okay. You're looking good. Is that a window behind you, Cyndi?
That's a window behind me, but you know what? That
What?
window isn't open for me to go through, so it is.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
All right. It was a bad joke. I tried.
I thought it was funny.
It's
See, Matt thought it was funny.
see, he gets
See
me.
the windows with the volume and all that stuff is blocking our windows.
I'm trying
But
to. I'm trying to.
as long as everybody else can see, that's a good thing.
Well, they can't see all of her face because the banner. I'm fixing that.
Oh, okay. Boy, I can see me. Boy, that's a good close up of me up to the top. Anyway, so you're in finals week this week. For what degree are you getting your doctorates in now?
I'm getting my doctor in ministry in the School of Divinity
All
in
right.
pastoral counseling and with my cognate in crisis and trauma. So I'm more like, because they're trying to see if I can get 4 more classes, but that's after I graduate, I think. Um, so more of a study of trauma. So like a traumatologist into traumatology. So um,
Oh, I never heard of
my
traumatology.
main study is trauma.
Oh, okay. Traumatologist. What is that? Besides study of trauma, what does that include?
Well, it's just pretty much the study of trauma, what causes, trauma, how, what are the different ways that, pardon me, that how you can deal with trauma and help people get, through trauma, what goes on in the brain and the body with trauma, that sort of
Hmm.
thing. It just fascinates me. the brain fascinates me, how you know things work that way. What happens when you go through traumatic situations and stuff. Very fascinating.
Yeah, boy. No, I'm just kidding. No, it is. And with somebody that's got trauma going on, whether it's the holidays, which is coming up, and we'll talk about that in a minute, whether it's holidays or whatever time it is, it's difficult for families to go through it because they're also traumatized, aren't they?
Yeah, it depends on Well, this is a really bad time for it too. With what just happened in Kentucky, there's a
Oh yeah.
whole lot of trauma that's going on there, and it's pardon me, it's a really bad time of year to have it happen as well, um, and the devastation. So there's so much. Um, there is trauma alone. The trauma alone, just in a natural disaster, is bad. I mean, it won't carry through, but sometimes it causes people, they're so frightened from it because of a bad experience that whenever they see something similar, that a storm is coming, they, palpitations, panic attack, they start to get freaked out, and it could be nothing. It could just be a rainstorm. But even the mere sound, tornado watch, you know, they just, it frightens them. Then they start to develop maladaptive behavior because of that.
Hmm.
They see something that looks like that day, and they just start doing things, different things. Like, why are you doing this? And that's the way they try to deal with it. And then you take that, and then you put the immense amount of uh, damage that happened in Kentucky, being just flattened everything and killed so many people. Um, that on top of the loved one, with the devastation, looking around at your whole life is in a pile of rubble. You know, um, that's traumatic. Now, many times, you know, the trauma starts to go away within a month. The grieving comes in, but the trauma of it um, tends to dwindle, and they start getting back on their feet as far as that goes. But then they go into the grieving stages. But then there's some that were affected so badly, like being trapped or something like that, where the trauma carries on. So there's there's
There's
just a
different
lot of
bouts.
hurting, you know. So, but you know, after
Yeah. Go ahead.
I had to watch. Go ahead. We're bumping heads.
Oh, I forgot there's a 3-second delay, so if I overstep my bounds, I apologize. Um, but I was just going to say that just because you have that trauma and things are calming down, it just seems like when things are calming down, something else is going to set it off, and then there we go again. It's almost like a vicious cycle, isn't it? Or can be.
Okay. Well, let me just say 2 seconds. Any noises that you hear, that's not me. That's my dog. Like
Oh,
that.
hi, Daisy. Daisy better behave herself.
Anyway,
You're live on
that's
the
where.
air. Oh,
Sorry.
that's
Okay. Stop making me laugh, Steve.
we're trying
Okay,
to
I have
talk
to.
serious
Could
here,
you could
Daisy.
you could
Stop.
you please could you please repeat the question? You did this to me before.
Daisy better stop. Anyway, um, I was just saying, isn't it a vicious cycle? Just when you think that it's just about to stop, all of a sudden something else happens, or something they snap, or they get into another, and it's almost like a vicious cycle, almost, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be, but see, so many people think you automatically get PTSD. You don't automatically get it. There's different types of trauma, that
Right.
you can get, and they sometimes, people mistaken it with fear. Um, you know, uh, I don't like spiders. I don't like snakes either. So when I come across one, or somebody says, "Hey," and you're walking along in the woods, and they say, "Make sure you walk like this because there are snakes here." Ah, you just triggered me. Now I'm scared. Now I'm freaking out. No, I don't have PTSD. I just have a fear of snakes. I have a fear of spiders.
A phobia.
It's Yeah, I don't like them. Why? There's just something about them I don't like. And not that anything attacked me. They're just I me and amphibians and that kind of thing just don't click. They're just the creepy crawly things. Maybe it's
Creepy
biblical.
crawly.
I don't. But yeah, and that's where people. I mean, there's a lot of people that go through something and they go, "Oh, I have PTSD." It's like, no, if you do, because you have to be diagnosed with it, and it's an ongoing, uh, and it's really, really difficult. You have to be seen for it, and the doctor diagnoses you. But there's a lot of people diagnose themselves, and it's like, no, you can't. It has to be diagnosed.
That is true,
So
and I've heard people say that, and they end up saying, "No, like you said, no, you just have a fear of it," or "No, it's something else," or they don't think they have it, and then they get diagnosed. Really? Well, remember I told you a while back about my dad. I'm not going to get into my personal thing because it's all about you today, but um,
no, no, no,
for
no. That is me. That's what I do.
well, right, and so remember I told you about my dad and how vicious
Yes.
he was, and he was a narcissist, and
Right.
so I remember how vicious, not vicious, how should say vicious in a way, but he verbally attacked people, and including myself, and there was just like he would growl at us, and he would do this or he would do that, and it would disturb us or it would make me cry, and so um, he verbally abused me, and there was a few times, and you know this, that he physically abused me. Um, and I'm thinking, man, something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. I didn't know about PTSD other than military, and we all know that that's not true. It's not just military. It can be anybody. But so when I was in the Navy, of course, you know that I got in trouble falsely of having drugs on me. And so when that dog came near me to tap my my shoe, I saw my dad in me, and or dad. I saw my dad in him. I saw the face of my dad growling at me, and showing his teeth, and it freaked me out. And so then from that point, I didn't get in trouble or anything, but I just realized I was scared. I was shaking. I didn't say anything. I was just scared. So I was afraid of German shepherds. I couldn't get near German shepherds. And so when he passed away, all that kind of started fading away. His face disappeared from these dogs, and I was fine. Me and the shepherds get along great now, and any German Shepherd, as long as they're friendly, and I do the thing where you put your hand out and I let them sniff me unless they're growling for a reason. Then I then I don't. But it's it scared me. So I'm thinking I have PTSD. Well, when we did that movie Tanny Como, it was about PTSD. I never thought about it. I said, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to be seeing about this to find out if I have it. Sure enough, I got diagnosed, and so that's why I knew I had PTSD is because I did go to a doctor and I did get diagnosed. So it, I guess PTSD could be in anything, and that's why I didn't think I had it because what a dog. I didn't think about it, but um, I saw the face of my dad in that dog, and it scared me. And I didn't go off, but I would just I froze, and I broke down.
Well,
So is that a form? I
you're
mean, can that happen?
well, sure. Well, because what you just said that your, that German Shepherd kind of, you know, symbolized your dad when he was, the face and the bark, and the sound and coming at you like that. Um, but you were verbally abused emotionally and physically since the time you were small.
Mm-hmm.
And that conditions you, that frightens you. You start to act a certain way. You'll start to see maladaptive behaviors and stuff like that when you do things. um, uh, the kids on the street, I didn't know to the extent of what was going on with your dad, but we all knew, don't, when, it's like, we got to get Steve home because his dad will be mad. And they're like, oh, his dad will get over. It's like, no, his dad will be mad. And we just knew, when you said, I have to be home at 9 o'clock, your butt was home at 9. Otherwise, you're going to have to face it. And you started to get
Yeah, yeah.
scared. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's almost time. And um, unless you had permission, but see, he conditioned you that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and took took all of maybe how he feels and everything and put it upon you, and you got to see where you would back off of things. Your confidence was attacked. You wouldn't try things. You mess up on, you know if you messed up on something, you didn't just go, we could fix it. It caused you to have a breakdown, because when you would mess things up at home, just make a simple mistake, you he put you through the ringer for it. You know. So yeah, that developed when you were growing up. You could see how you know fidgety. I know. I Don't make me laugh.
I'm trying not to. I'm gonna.
I know. I know. But yeah, that's and I just had to watch another training film on human trafficking, and he was here, for here in Michigan. It's the training film. You're getting your license. I'm working on getting my license now. Um, so many similarities, so many similarities to it's a slavery. It is the form of narcissism. When I'm all done with school and the Lord tells me, go ahead, it's time to start working on it, there's a book that I want to write. And if you go in the Bible and read of the personality, the character traits of the enemy, and you go and read the character traits in the DSM-5, the psychological of a narcissist, and then you look at the character traits of a groomer, a trafficker, they're all the same. I mean,
Really?
you can just match them right up, you know. But maybe getting back to the holidays, people going, being depressed, they miss their loved ones, they're alone. Um, I think the only way. to be able to, the only way to be able to, you know, help them is to if you know people that are alone, take the time, invite them over for a meal. Sometimes, they don't want a gift. They just want a family. They just want to be included. They look out the window and like their family is gone. You know, there's a widower. She has nobody. She gets depressed. They don't put trees up anymore. What for? What's the point? You know,
Right.
that sort of thing.
It's a depression.
Yeah, there's yeah, um, uh, excuse me, veterans, uh, girls that, men and women that have been trafficked, uh, kids who've been abused. This is a rough time. This is a rough time. Children, children who are in foster care. So this is a rough time for them because they don't have family, and a lot of them
Right.
aren't going to get anything. And the thing that I feel that the Lord was saying, we start off and we give and we give, we give at Christmas and Thanksgiving. We give, oh, we're giving you this. And then for some reason, the new year comes and we, guess what? We stop. And it's like, this is a new year. Okay, take that mindset of give, give, give and bring it into the new year and continue to give and continue to give. And you just, you don't. There's so many people hurting out here. I mean, more than ever before, more than ever before. I apologize. Um, and the thing is,
You're doing a great job. You really are.
okay, I'm just trying to tune that out, is we have to get out of our, don't make me laugh. Don't do that. Um, we have to
Ah,
get out of our comfort zones where it's, where people are like, well, maybe I'll go and do this and this. When it's time, you know, when the Lord says, I want you to go and do this, the Holy Spirit speaks to you and says, go and talk to this person. Go and give that person your, $5. Whatever. Somebody drops a bunch of stuff and it smashes. They don't have any more. Go buy them something. When the Lord puts it upon your heart to move for someone, we have to jump at these opportunities. We have to. We have to. That's where we mess up. We have to take the mindset of the giving because he couldn't have shown it better. God gave us a gift. Okay, he gave it to us. But the world has turned it into, material things. When you get to the heart of it, and I think that was, God says all things work for good. When you look at all, when everybody was locked down, all the fear, all and everything that was going on, the one thing that the people wanted most is they just wanted their family and friends around. They wanted to hug them. They wanted to give them a kiss. They wanted to sit with them. They just wanted to have dinner with them and watch a TV show. They didn't care about the presents. They just wanted that. And I think that shows you right there that God showed you, you know what? It's just being together, the body, that's the basket. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. We just need to be there for other people instead of going, yeah, well, I'm a Christian, so I'm out here to bring you a bag of clothes. Well, why did you have to say I'm a Christian? Just, that was Jesus. He didn't have to walk around and say, I'm this, I'm that. Everything, his actions showed it.
mm-hmm.
His actions showed it. He showed you who he was. That's a problem I feel today that so many people go, well, I'm a Christian. And it's like, I don't care how many times you tell me you're a Christian. I don't, how, you're not, are you there for this person? What are you doing? It shows me, oh, I did this. Oh, I did, you know, just go and do, if you know somebody this Christmas that's going to be alone, invite them to have dinner. You go to, If
Hmm.
you're going to go to like a Christmas thing, do you got a Christmas market or something going on? I know you guys going out there in Branson at Christmas time, and you know that maybe there's somebody who has nobody. Stop by and say, "Hey, come on, come with us. Let's go do this together, and we'll have a, you know, have a good time at this, or let's go see this Christmas show, or go and visit." I'm guilty of it, but that's the only way. That's the only way that I feel that that's going to help with me crossing with the School of Divinity and then jumping into the School of Behavioral Science and then jumping back into school is I want to be able to mesh the two together. You know, you know, I believe with all my heart that nothing in this world aside from Jesus is going to heal you. You can get healed of PTSD. You can get healed of depression. You can get healed of anxiety. You can get healed of physical impairments and ailments only by Jesus. And that's a whole new thing to impart in counseling, not like, well, let's pray and this will help you. But we're talking about deep healing. There's people that argue with me and say, no, I'm going to have PTSD for the rest of my life. I'm
Hmm.
never going to get rid of it. What it does is it? And so if we do anything this year and for the new year come and then the new year, let's let's be a gift to other people. You know, Jesus is a healer. What did Peter say to that lame man? He said, I don't have any money to give you, but what I can give you, you know, and he gave him Jesus and then he got healed. And that's we have to get back to that mindset, back to that. And I think if we start doing that, start visiting people, send them a Christmas card. Oh, this one, even if they be only offers to you because they're lonely and they're hurting. So what do lonely people do? They lash out. They keep to themselves. They don't, they become introverts. They don't want to, be around you. But deep down, yes, they do. Yeah, they do. They want that. They want you to come and visit. Here, send them a card. Just check on people. That's the other thing. Check on people. Not just then throw a text. Hey, how you doing? Call them, see them, bang on their. How are you today? Let's have a coffee. How are you? How are you? I'm interested in what what's going on in your life. Make them feel important. So many people today are now just existing in their life. They're not living it. They're not living.
Yeah, they're just existing.
Yeah, they're just staring out the window. They're just staring out the window, watching life happen, and they're not part of it. And that's wrong. And some people are so programmed to think that you have to have money to have life. Yeah, we need money to, you know, to do the things we do, to pay our rent, to have the basics. But for everything else, we really don't. We really don't. And if we are obedient to what God tells us to do, what are we supposed to do? Okay, we go, I want to be like minded. We say all these things in church and then we get out of church and then what happens? You know, I
Hmm.
I'm not going to go into my views because we've talked about them with this whole mask vax, all that kind of stuff. You
Right.
know my feelings on it. That's another show. But
That's another show. That, yeah, that's true. You could
you
take
probably
up a
get
whole
people to go,
show for that one.
I'm I'm not like that because I just we forget. We forget. We sing songs. The same spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you. There's power in the name of Jesus. Jesus lives within us, so we have that power. We've seen that with the disciples. Why are we not using it? Why are we not using it? We're not. We're lazy. We talk, oh, but I'm a Christian. Here's $1. Here's $5. And then they run and tell everybody, I gave somebody $5 today so they can eat. And like, well, you just blew that. You weren't. I don't need to know what you did. That's between you and God. It's all crazy. It's all. We're in a different time,
Hmm.
and what I noticed that we have to do, Americans need to take care of Americans because our government isn't doing it. We're we're going into a whole different kind of system now. The American people need to take care of the American people, and you can start to see that. And one of the things I'm praying for is that after horrible tornado, that we're going to see unity again with the people because tornadoes don't care what race, color, what country you come from. Whether you're a woman, a man, a tornado is going to plow through your house no matter what. And everybody else's houses too. It's not going to just pick you out. Natural disasters happen to everybody. And with
That's
this
true.
happening, this devastation, this should, I'm hoping and I'm praying that we all come together again and take care of each other. Get back to that average mindset.
I hope that that's
That's
what
what
this
needs to,
Christmas is going to do.
that's what needs to happen because if we start getting back to that Acts church mindset where everybody is taking care of everybody. I mean, you're looking at somebody's having an issue, go to that person. What's the problem? You know, what can we do to help? What's going on? You're lonely here. Come here. Come so there's always there's people like I don't this so and so. She just doesn't shut up, and it goes on and on. And but it's like you know what? Shocking all the time she has nobody to talk to. Maybe that's why. We
Right.
we're so busy with everything and then we go to church and it's like gosh we should be repenting because we're not really being the people that the Lord wants us to be. And if anything, this Christmas and the Christmases to come, if we can change that, because we're supposed to be that light, and there's so much dark out there, and there's people that just, oh, well, we'll let that organization, Salvation Army takes care of that, or this organization takes care of those people. And it's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you if you know a neighbor down the street is alone or just lost somebody and they're by themselves? What's wrong with knocking on the door saying, hey, come with us, or hey, I got you, come up for Christmas dinner, or something like that.
Right.
That's what I think needs to change.
Right. Well, Cindy, thank you very, very much for joining me here on Silver Linings, and I appreciate it very much. And I'm gonna, we're gonna let you go, and I want you to have a very Merry Christmas. And of course, I'll talk to you later, but I want you to have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll tell Daisy hi. Bless her heart.
Yeah, she just
Um,
looked up, eyeballed you. Well, you guys thank you for having me on your show. I'm sorry I was a little running late.
oh, that's
I
okay.
do,
We just appreciate it, and
but you, Matt, and the station there, you guys have a wonderful, blessed Christmas and a very, very blessed New Year. I probably won't be talking to you guys, but you know,
yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Cindy. We'll talk to you later.
talk to you later.
See ya. Well, that'll do it for this edition, and we've got a good show for your Christmas show next year or next week. So, talk to you later. God loves you. So do I. Take care. Bye bye.